I've just finished press this morning at Sunderland Castle ahead of the League One visit of Burton Albion to Montgomery Waters Meadow. Big game for Shrewsbury. They all seem to be big games for Shrewsbury at this stage of the season now, where the kind of run-ins in sight. I think 15 league games left. Obviously Town in a position in League One table they don't want to be. They want to be getting out of, which means, you know, wins are a clear priority. Turn draws that they've been getting on the road, decent draws like last week at Bristol Rovers, into 3 points. Obviously they've got a bit of work to do at home to turn around the last couple of results they've had there in the league. Played some good sides, very good sides in Charlton and Luton, and lost 3-0. You know, you consider the quality they're up against, possibly not that much of a shock, but you know, performance-wise they'll want to improve on those. Against the Burton side, mid-table you could say safely, but I don't think quite out of the woods yet in terms of relegation. They had a long cup run, played Manchester City of course in a semi-final of the League Cup, but I think in the league they've only won 2 in 10, so it shows their momentum in League One is not the best, and I think it's a real opportunity, these kind of games against middle of the road teams in this division who perhaps aren't that spectacular, are real chances for Town to put the 3 points together, which can really change the outlook of this division. You know, goal difference and taking things into account, a home win could take Sam Ricketts' team up to 17th, I think, in the division, which totally changes the outlook of things for fans and so on. But you know, we know a win's needed. It's 8 games in the league without one, just 1 in 11 for the manager. So you know, everyone's really desperate to improve on those statistics and get Town away from trouble. In terms of player news and fitness wise, right, Keeban who's really in the midfielder, Greg Doherty does sound like a doubt for Saturday's game. Now, obviously he's had this eye injury from Bristol Rovers where he got pelted in the face with the ball from close range and bleeding on the eye, which sounds horrendous. Nasty, really nasty one to see. He's being assessed over the next couple of days. They're going to see how that heals up. Obviously he's had a couple of trips to hospital and whatnot, but it does sound like a doubt, so that'll make things interesting. Obviously with Dave Edwards' suspension in the same position, Romain Vincelot's out, so a few less options than normal. It might make Sam Ricketts tweak things slightly, maybe use an extra forward instead of one, or see how Sean Worley fits in. Obviously he returned for his first start and got a goal, so some things to ponder for the manager. Of course he's out there with the players now. He's been able to have a free week of training. There was no Tuesday game this week for what feels like the first time in forever. No midweek game next week either, so a couple of, you know, certainly a few days to really work here on the methods and what he wants to drill in. We've got loads of stuff building up to the game. It's Shrewsbury Town's Mind fixture, supporting the Mind mental health charity for the EFL as well. So we spoke with Omar Beckles and the injured Linnell John Lewis about that. Some really nice sort of inspirational things from them to keep up with, as well as the normal coverage for Saturday's game.